In this video, we'll discuss something known as Ikigai, which is Japanese formula for a long life. And if you want to look at the dictionary meaning, it says the reason for being, the thing that gets you up in the morning. So we're going to use this concept to understand our purpose of life. This is practiced by the islanders in an island called Okinawa, which is part of the Japanese group of islands, but quite far away from Japanese main islands. It is closer to China and Taiwan here. And it is home to around 1.5 lakhs people. And it has found that these particular islanders have a long life. There are, if we take the percentage of people who are living above the age of 100 in any part of the world, in this part, the proportion of the people who are living the age of above 100 is maximum. It is not just they're living with a purpose, they're living happily, and they're living healthily. And there were studies on how they are able to do that. Is it because of their water or environment, food habits? Therefore, there is nothing special about all those things, but there is something special about that attitude towards life. And then the word Ikigai came, the way they are practicing their life. And if others can do the same thing, others also can live a long and happy life. Now let us see what is the purpose of life. Now if you take a honeybee, for example, what is the purpose of a honeybee? The obvious answer which will come automatically to come out to mind is honeybees are there. So their purpose, what they're doing in their life is they just collect honey so that they can feed their children. No. The real purpose of a honeybee is to do cross-pollination. When it flaps its wings near a flower, the pollen stick to the body of the honeybee. It goes to another flower, flaps again. There is an exchange of pollen between what it already has on its body and what is there on the flower. They mix with each other. The pollens which are carried from one flower, they get deposited on the pollens of this flower. And when there is cross-pollination, there is high-quality seeds which are produced. And high-quality seeds will give better, good quality plants next time. So that the yield of the new plant also will be good. If there is no cross-pollination and it is only pollination within the flower, the quality of the seed comes down. And after some time, maybe there may not be any yield at all. Suppose for whatever reason, the honeybees become extinct. There will not be any cross-pollination. So yield of fruits and nuts and crops will come down drastically. And it may not be able to survive. Human beings or even birds and animals will not be able to survive because there is no food being produced. So the real purpose of a honeybee is to do cross-pollination. Of course, it doesn't know about it. It goes around collecting the honey, and in the process, does the cross-pollination. As a byproduct of that work, it collects the honey also. So apply that to now human beings. Instead of honey, are we here to collect money, to make money? Is the purpose of a human being is to make money and pay all the bills? No. Every one of us has come to this world with a specific purpose. We have to discover that purpose and live according to that, because that is what we are meant for. We have been given certain talents which we have to nurture to make them strengths. And while using those strengths, we are also able to make money, like honeybees to make honey. So let us see how to find out this thing. 4 circles here. The first on the extreme left is what you are good at. The one on top is what you love. The one on the right side is what the world needs. And one on the bottom is what you can be paid for. Intersection of all the 4. That means if I'm doing something, what I'm good at, what I love, the world needs, and what I can be paid for, that becomes my key. But also possible that I am doing whatever I'm good at and what I love. And that becomes a passion, a hobby. There is something that I love and the world needs. That can be a social service, some mission, some volunteering work. Because I may not get payment in that case. It may be something like which I world needs and what you can be paid for. So there is a job and there is the payment. I may or may not be good in that. So it becomes a vocation. It may be that I'm good at and what I can be paid for. Somebody is paying me to do something in which I'm good at. That is a profession. But there's no guarantee that I love that profession. Every day must be a torture for me. But I'm there because I'm getting paid and I'm kept by my employer because I'm good. But my own soul is not satisfied because I do not love it. So when all four are available, then it becomes fantastic. I'm good in something and I love doing that work. And this fulfillment because the world needs it. And I am able to look after my family and myself because there's payment also involved. Now, how do you find out what I'm good at, what I love, what the world needs, and what I get paid for? Now, what I get paid for is easy because somebody is paying me at the end of the month. Otherwise, I'll not work. What world needs? Somebody is calling me for doing that work. That means the world needs it. What I love is easy. When I do that work, time just flies. I'm so happy. I don't even know what time I started, what time I ended. So that is easy. What I'm good at also can be found out because somebody would have told me, somebody would have given feedback. Hey, when you do this one, you are fantastic in this work. Do this work, concentrate. Very nice. You can do wonders because you're so good in that. So I'm lucky somebody would have given a feedback. If I'm not able to get a feedback like that, people are not open to give me feedback for whatever reason. It may be my own mistakes that I am not open to feedback. There is also a scientific test developed by psychologists known as Clifton. So this is called as Clifton Strength Finder test. There's a book called Strength Finder 2.0 written by Tom Rutz and published by Gallup Publications. And they have, in alphabetical order, there are 34 talents which are given here, from activator to OO. Now, what exactly are these each individual words? That their book talks about it, because each one of this word, single word, is about 3-page explanation in that book. We talk about one thing, for example, if I say learner, a learner is a person who continuously is into learning. Anything is he or she, it's so much of interest in learning new things. Empathy is somebody who can look at somebody's face and listen to somebody's voice and immediately make out that, what is the feeling for the other person. Communication, person can very easily convey something to another person in terms of stories and metaphors. And when that person tells something, I understand it fully. Who is a person who can make friends with anybody? Just by talking, and people love to talk to this person. So when you give the test, either through this one or there are other tests available, they're all paid tests, you can get. And one person can maximum have about 5 top strengths and another 5. That means we can consider that top 10 can be also. And I must customize my job. I must tailor my job so that I'm able to use either this top 5 at the most top 10. If I'm not using any of those in my role, that means I'm operating out of my weakness. And I cannot be good in that. However hard I try, the weakness cannot become a strength because I have not developed it all these days. The seed may or may not be there, but unless I developed it, it won't come to a real level. So it is like this, talents are there. But unless you take this plot of land and put water and fertilizer and nurture it, that requires effort. So talent we would have had, but unless you have put effort, it does not become a strength. So strength is equal to talent into effort, multiplied by effort. So once we identify our talents and then focus on those talents so that we are able to nurture those things. It's a beautiful garden. This garden is something what we are, what talents we had, what we did on those talents, we developed those talents, and then it became a strength. For example, Neeraj Chopra won the Olympics gold medal. He was practicing javelin along with his friends, and the friend saw that, this person, boy, 12-year-old boy, was very good in javelin throw. And the friend told the father to put him in javelin coaching. And did that, father did that. That means the friend could identify the talent, and the father could nurture the talent using a coach. When Indian Army came for recruitment, they saw the talent, they recruited him in the sports quota. Then they also found that, this talent is so much that apart from coaching here within the Indian Army, he was sent to Germany to undergo coaching there. That meant every stage the talent was nurtured, it became a strength, and that is the result what we get. Olympic gold medal in javelin throw. Now let us say we have multiple roles in this world we play. We have got personal, professional, social roles. When you talk about personal roles, I'm a son or a daughter of my parents, a husband or a wife of my spouse, I'm a father or a mother for my own children. I got relatives, brothers, sisters, cousins. In professional, I am a team member under my manager. I'm a manager supervising my team. I'm a colleague. I'm a friend. Social could be I volunteer for some social work, some NGO or some place. In each role, there are stakeholders. If I am a son, the stakeholder is my father and mother. If a husband, the wife is a stakeholder. My father, my children are the stakeholders. I'm a relative, the other relatives are stakeholders. When team member, my manager is my stakeholder. If I'm a manager, my team members are my stakeholders, colleague to colleague. If I volunteer for something, the people who are making use of my service, they are the stakeholders. Now imagine that you are celebrating your 60th birthday. It could be 80th birthday also. If you are old, then you can consider it old 80th birthday. I can't think of 60th birthday because I'm already 70. I can only think of 80th birthday. If you're young, you can consider, okay, I'm celebrating my 60th birthday. And I've called all these stakeholders, which I mentioned in the previous slide, to be on that occasion. And we have told them, please speak about me. What do you think of me? Now, what is that you want to hear from them? Obviously, everyone wants to hear good things about self on the 60th birthday or 80th birthday. Nobody wants to get bad things about us. Now, if that is the one we want to hear from them on that 60th birthday, I must do my task with this particular person in a manner by which he will be forced to tell me honestly about me on my 60th birthday. That means my entire relationship with that person has to be such that he will speak from the heart, not just pretending to speak good things about me. That gives how I can live my life in each of my roles. So once that is done, that we have discovered the purpose. We found out what we are good at. We found out what is that we love. We know what the world needs and what the world can pay for based on the Ikigai. And for each of those roles, personal, professional, and social, we have behaved in a manner which will make them speak good about us on our 60th birthday. That gives a true direction as to how we have to live. Because ultimately, life is nothing but amalgamation of all these roles. And each of these roles, I have made use of my strengths so that whatever work I have done is of the highest quality. I looked after myself because I had done all the work which actually I'm happy about. And there is a purpose for that, but the world needs it. And I have to survive. And I've been paid for also. So that is how we can apply the Ikigai to understand our life's purpose. And we have to leave a legacy like these people have left a legacy. Metro Man, just by looking at the photograph, you can say that this is Metro Man E. Sridharan because he was the father figure for the metro in this country. India is not able to produce enough milk for our own population. Today, India is the largest milk producer of the whole world. Verghese Kurian, they call him Milkman. The architect of the 1971 victory over Pakistan, which resulted in the formation of Bangladesh, the birth of Bangladesh, a separate country. Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. India's missile programs led by the late President Abdul Kalam. Now here, when I say Mango Man, translate mango into Hindi, it becomes Aam. So Aam Aadmi stands for common man. Whose photograph I want to put here? The photograph that I want to put here, in my case it is me. In your case it is you. So here I want to put my own photograph. So I may not be as great as Metro Man, I may not be as great as Milkman, I may not be as great as Military Man, I may not be as great as Missile Man. I am a common man. But common man also has got some circumference, something within my circle of influence where I can make an impact. They have probably made an impact on the whole country. I may be able to make an impact maybe in the immediate family or the extended family or in my village where I'm staying or my small team of my company, whatever it is. But I have to make an impact. I have to leave a legacy. It is not for others. It is for me to get satisfied. Because on my deathbed, what I'll be thinking will not be the things that I did not, the things I did. Those things which I did not do, they are the ones. So let us go for ensuring that we live life according to our Ikigai. Connect with me on social media. All links are there in Hey Link. Thank you so much for listening.